Namaste, yogis. So starting by lying on your back, interlace your fingers, turn your palms away from you and open your mouth really wide, taking a nice deep breath in as you flex into your ankles. Part your legs and make big circles with your ankles. Try and keep your shin bones absolutely still. Try and keep the arms straight and push into the index fingers. Press into the heels and then push into the toes. Flex into the heels, close your legs. Interlace your fingers behind your head while you press your waist area into the mat, tilting the pubic bone to the ceiling, and lift the head, lift the shoulders. Don't pull on the head, use your abdominal muscles to lift the head and the shoulders, not your hands. Keep flexing into the heels and keep pressing the spine into the mat, sucking the navel into the belly and tilting the pubic bone to the ceiling. Keep those elbows wide. You can also press the elbow tips towards the sky or the ceiling. Now lift, reach your arms forward. And as you exhale, come up again, reaching your fingertips to your toes. Keep pressing the waist into the mat and keep tilting the pubic bone to the ceiling. Breathing in as you lie back on the mat and breathing out as you come up. Really reach forward, challenge your abdominals. See if you can hold it. Keep that belly tight, keep reaching the fingertips forward. Now bend your knees, bring your knees into your chest, tuck in the chin, feel a rounding out in the back. Interlace your fingers behind your head, straighten both legs to the ceiling, pointing into the toes. Now just dropping the legs a little way. If you have a back issue, that's about as far as you go. Don't allow the spine to arch. Keep the head and shoulders lifted and keep a space between the chin and the chest. No pulling on the head. Use your abdominals to lift the head. Now reach your fingertips to the ceiling, reach your toes to the ceiling or the sky. If you've got a neck issue, keep holding your head. Same thing, but this time we're including the arms. Keep your spine grounded to the mat. Keep the belly tight. Breathing in as you open up the body and breathing out as you close. Take the legs a little lower down unless you have a back issue. Keep that belly tight. It helps to protect the lower back, and then see if you can hold it. Lift the head, lift the shoulders. Now we're just going to pulse the head and the shoulders, keeping that belly tight, and at the same time squeeze the toe mounts together really hard. This will work a muscle right at the top of the inner thigh. So you're lifting the rib cage and then you're pressing it down towards the mat. Bend your knees, float the right leg down and then the left. Interlace your fingers behind your head. Bring the heels a little closer to your glutes, keeping the feet and knees hip distance. Lift the upper body, pressing the spine into the mat and tilting the pubic bone to the ceiling. Float the right leg up, then the left leg up, keeping your kneecaps above the hips and the feet and knees hip distance. Just keep lifting and lowering the upper body. Breathing out as you come up. See if you can hold it. Straighten out your legs a little more advanced. Keep pressing the spine into the mat and keep pulling the rib cage down towards the mat when you lift the head and the shoulders. Don't pull on the head. Use your abdominals to lift the head. Straighten your legs. Now open your legs into a wide V and just pulse the legs up and down. This helps to release the fascia on the inner thigh. Now pull the legs down, little pulses, taking your head and shoulders forward. Chin tucked right in. Reach forward as far as you can. Try and curl your shoulder tips forward. That'll work the abs even harder. Keep flexing into the heels and keep pulling the legs down towards the ground. Reach forward as far as you possibly can. See if you can hold it. Keep pulling the legs down. Keep flexing into the heels and pull up the kneecaps if possible. Reach forward, keep breathing. Don't hold the breath. On the inhalation, straighten the arms and legs back to the ceiling. If you have a back issue, bend one leg and keep your foot on the floor. Lower the arms and the legs. Interlace your fingers behind your head. If you have a neck issue, bend your knees. Now part your feet so that your feet are just off the mat. And take your right shoulder towards your left knee, keeping the elbows wide. Hold it, hold it. So now you're working the second layer of muscles on the abdominals, the obliques. Wait for the exhalation to come up. Now take your left shoulder towards your right knee, keeping the elbows wide. Keep the spine pressed into the mat. Keep the pubic bone tilted towards the ceiling. You can do several of those, a little more advanced, same thing, but with the legs in a wide V. Right shoulder goes towards the left knee, keeping the elbows wide and the rib cage pulled down. Do the same on the other side. You can do a few repetitions if you like. Flex into the heels, pull up the kneecaps, see if you can hold it. Otherwise, do repetitions. So right shoulder to left knee. Rib cage pulled down, belly tight. Lift the head, lift the shoulders without pulling on the head. Wait for the exhalation, and on the exhalation you come up to the other side. Don't forget to keep the elbows wide. Do as many repetitions as you feel comfortable with. It's the oblique muscles that pull the belly flat. People tend to think it's the rectus abdominis muscle, the one in the middle. It's not. It's the middle layer that pulls the tummy tight. Close your legs, bend your knees. Now lift the head, reach your hands forward. If you've got a neck issue, hold your head. Now we're going to push the nose forward. Please don't pull on the head if you're holding your head, but really reach forward, chin tucked right in. Take those fingertips as far forward as your body will allow. See if you can hold it. Straighten both legs to the ceiling, flex into the heels. Now pull your legs towards your head as you reach the fingertips forward. Keep that belly tight, chin tucked right in. If you have a back issue, put one foot on the floor. As you exhale, slowly lower the legs. Now lift the head, lift the shoulders, and reach to the heels. This is known as the needle, pressing your spine into the mat, tilting the pubic bone to the ceiling. Take it up into the little boat. Little pulses, taking it up from little boat to big boat. Keep your spine off the mat throughout. Little pulses, little pulses. If you're really struggling with this, keep one foot on the mat, knee bent. Lift and hold. Try and get your ankles a little higher than the shoulders. Your spine is right off the mat. Bring both knees into the chest. Give the knees a tight hug. Feel a stretch in the lower back. Move your feet slightly forward and put your feet just to the outside of the mat. Drop both knees to the right and interlace your fingers behind your head. We're going to do little sit-ups. Press your spine into the mat. Push that rib cage on the left down towards the mat and keep the shoulders level. Look straight up. Keep those knees pressed down. If you're really struggling with this, move the feet further forward. But try and keep the knees bent. Keep pushing that top knee down. Feel those obliques really kicking in. Keep the elbows wide. And then flip both knees over to the other side and do the little sit-ups. Don't forget to press that right rib down towards the mat as you lift the head and the shoulders. Keep pressing the knees down. Don't let that top knee lift. Keep pressing it down towards the mat. See how high you can lift your shoulders. This one really works the obliques. See if you can straighten your arms above your head. We're going to go right up into sitting. You've got to fling the arms forward. Reach your hands to the ceiling and slowly roll down. Fling the arms forward to come up into sitting and then very slowly roll down, keeping the knees pressed over to the right. If you need to fling the arms forward really hard, that's fine. You grow your strength on the down. You're resisting the gravitational pull. Flip both knees over to the other side, keeping the knees, the feet really wide. As you exhale, lift, coming up. It's quite challenging. And slowly come down. Fling the arms forward, coming up, and slowly come down. If you're really strong, you can keep your arms next to your ears as you come up. Keep that knee pushed down. It's inclined to lift. Keep pushing that knee down. Now walk the feet closer together, feet and knees hip distance. Keeping your arms up above your head. Hold your head and just lift the upper body. Reach forward. Now bring your hands to face the top of the kneecaps and little pulses. Keep pressing the pubic bone towards the ceiling. A little more advanced. Lift your feet. Keep pulsing. Keep that rib cage pulled down and the spine pressed hard into the mat. Keep the belly tight. See if you can hold it. Float the one leg down, then the other. Interlace your fingers behind your head. Keep those elbows really wide. Draw your both knees into your chest. And lift the upper body, pressing the spine into the mat. Keep the elbows wide. Now extend your right leg and take your right shoulder to your left knee, keeping your left knee above your hip. Don't allow the knee to slide in front of the hip because then the abdominals will switch off and swap sides. You can do a few repetitions or just hold. It's more challenging to just hold it. Don't allow the knee to come in front of the hip. Draw both knees into the chest. Feel the stretch into the lower back and flex into the heels. Keep the length in the back and the neck. Feel the stretch in the lower back. Reach your fingertips to your heels and lift the hips and slowly lower the hips. We're just warming up the muscles of the back here. Try and get your knees, your hips and your shoulders in a straight line and keep the length in the back of the neck as you keep reaching towards your feet with your fingertips. Try and relax your shoulders, relax your jaw. Get as much articulation into the spine as you can as you roll the spine up and roll it down, one vertebra at a time. Then lift and hold. Push down into the soles of the feet. Squeeze your glutes. Bring the knees into the chest. Interlace your fingers behind your head. Extend your legs at a 45-degree angle and squeeze the toe mounds together. Whip the feet down, come up into sitting. Now squeeze the heels together, lift the head, lift the shoulders, bring the rib cage down, push your spine into the mat and squeeze those heels as you push into the toes. Keep the elbows wide. You can also push the elbow tips towards the ceiling and draw your knees into your chest. Now we squeeze the toe mounds together, lifting the head and the shoulders, keeping the elbows wide. Keep pulling the rib cage down towards the mat. Spine pressed into the mat. Give your knees a little hug into the chest. Extend your arms up above your head. As you exhale, reach both hands to the outside of the left knee and little pulses. More advanced, hold the legs at a 45-degree angle. As you do those pulses, keep the right rib pulled down towards the mat. And then bring both hands over to the outside of the right knee and keep pulsing. Chin tucked right in. Swap sides again, keep pulsing. You're doing 10 on each side. Do more if you like. Keep squeezing the toe mounds together. Work that muscle on the inner thigh. Reach as far forward as you can. Pull both knees into the chest, just to realign the pelvis. Swing the knees from left to right, massaging into that lower back. Staying with the muscles of the back, bend your elbows and press your elbows into the mat or the floor and feel the muscles between the shoulder blades engage. And then release. Exhale and press. Inhale, release. Exhale and press those elbows back. Inhale, release. If you have any back issues, this is a very good way to strengthen the muscles of the back without arching the back. Now I'm pressing my elbows hard into the floor. Interlace your fingers. Extend your arms up above your head as you extend your legs, flexing into the heels, stretching out those muscles of the back. Chin down towards your chest, feeling the length in the back of the neck, really lengthening the entire body. And flip over onto your side. Try and stack your ankles, your hips and your shoulder blades. Don't tuck the chin in, keep your neck in line with your spine and lift both legs. See if you can lift your arm. Stay balancing on that hip bone. Don't roll back onto the glutes. Stay balancing and then lower the legs and lift the legs. Lower the legs and lift the legs. See how high you can lift your legs. Also put your hand on the floor. Now we're going to swing the legs forward and swing them back. So lifting the legs off the mat, swing them forward and swing them back. See how far forward you can take your legs. If you can bring them even further forward, right up to your shoulders, go for it. We're going over to the other side. Just bend your knees, flip over to the other side. Stack the shoulders, the hips, the ankles, and draw the chin back so your neck stays in line with the spine. Keep the belly tight. You can rest your hands on the floor to help you balance, or straighten the arm to the ceiling, a little bit more advanced. Lift the legs as high as you can, right from the hip. Lift right from the hip. Try and bring that lower rib to the hip as you lift. Keep that belly tight. Keep the body straight. Stay balancing on the hip. Don't roll back onto the glute. Swing the legs forward and swing the legs back. Try and get a 90-degree angle at the hip, or take the legs up even higher if your body will allow it. Flip back onto your back. Bring your arms up above your head, fingers interlace, stretch out all those abdominal muscles. Now walk both legs over to the left. Swing your arms, your head and your shoulders to the left, keeping both buttocks on the mat. Keep both shoulder blades on the mat. And now cross your right leg over the left and feel the stretch down the side of the body. Using your left wrist, hold on to the right wrist. Your left thumb and index finger, hold on to the right wrist and gently pull on that arm. Straighten out the body. And on the exhalation, walk the legs over to the right. Swing the arms, the head and the shoulders to the right. And cross your left leg over the right, keeping the shoulder blades grounded as well as both buttocks. Gently pull on your right arm. Feel the stretch, the left arm, feel the stretch down the left side of the body. So your body's in the shape of a crescent moon. Straighten out the body, flexing into the heels. Interlace your fingers again. Take the arms right back. Flex into the heels. Draw your knees into your chest. Hold your ankles. Now lift the hips and arch the back. Try and wriggle the shoulder blades closer together. Push down into the soles of the feet and don't allow the knees to splay apart. Now squeeze your glutes. Lift the hips, get as much of an arch in the back as you can. If you want to do the full wheel here, you're welcome to do the full back bend, bringing your hands on either side of your ears and taking it into a back bend, provided you have a healthy back. Now draw the knees back into the chest. We've arched the back, so this is a counter posture to realign the pelvis, and gently rock the knees from left to right, massaging into the lower back. Part your legs slightly, let the toes flop out to the sides, your arms at a 45-degree angle, wriggle the shoulder blades closer together, keep the length in the back of the neck, relax your jaw. Relax your body, breathing into the lower lung and not your chest. With every exhalation, tell your body to relax. Allow your tongue to drop back in your mouth, your teeth slightly parted, your lips just touching. With every exhalation, feel the letting go. Try and slow the breath. Relax. Make circles with your wrists and your ankles. Once you've rested for at least a minute, interlace your fingers above your head. Draw the legs closer together, flex into the heels, open your mouth wide and stretch your jaw. Fill your entire lung, stretch your body. Keep breathing and release. Bring your knees into your chest. Give your knees a nice tight hug into the chest. Feel the stretch in the lower back and flip over onto your right side, resting your head on your arm. Bring the other arm across your heart chakra, palms facing the ceiling, and relax. Watch the rhythm of the breath. Gently push away from the ground, come up into sitting, any comfortable seated position. Feel a lengthening in the spine, relax your shoulders, increase the space between your earlobes and your shoulders. Namaste. Thank you for joining me. Have a fabulous day.